a maple leaf in the lion's den. But Azlan, he walked beneath the portico, not bowed, but firm in stride, Mark Carney from the northern snows with sovereign truth as guide. In Washington's white-pillared seat, he met the tycoon-king, who thrives on boasts and bold decrees, and cuts with tariff sting. Canada, said Trump with a grin, should be our 51st. But Carney raised a brow and said, our pride is not accursed. We're not a mall, nor real estate, not priced to please your base. We stand alone, intact, composed, with dignity and grace. The tycoon snorted, cracked a joke, never say never, friend. But Carney's look said more than words. This line will never bend. On steel, on cars, on trade he stood. No handshake could erase the tariffs' choking cross-border ties, the slight they can't efface. Yet still, diplomacy was served, polite, restrained, austere. No tantrums flared, no doors were slammed, but clarity rang clear. He didn't go to fawn or yield or play the puppet's part. He brought the frost of Laurentide and fire from the heart. So let it stand, this day in May, when North met South with steel, and in the lion's stately den, the maple stood for real. Not for sale, nor for applause, nor swayed by power's breath, but holding fast to northern stars, to freedom, pride, and depth. On May 6, 2025, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney met with U.S. President Donald Trump at the White House, marking their first official encounter since Carney's recent election victory. The meeting, while cordial, underscored significant differences between the two leaders, particularly regarding Canada's sovereignty and ongoing trade tensions. Firm rejection of statehood proposal. During the Oval Office meeting, President Trump reiterated his long-standing suggestion that Canada consider becoming the 51st U.S. state, describing such a union as a wonderful marriage. Prime Minister Carney firmly dismissed the idea, stating, Canada is not for sale. It won't be for sale, ever. He likened Canada to iconic institutions like the White House and Buckingham Palace, emphasizing that some entities are never for sale. Trump responded with his characteristic phrase, never say never, but did not press the matter further. Trade tensions remain unresolved. The leaders also addressed the ongoing trade disputes between their countries. President Trump maintained his stance on the 25% tariffs imposed on Canadian steel, aluminum, and certain auto parts, indicating no immediate plans to lift them. Prime Minister Carney acknowledged the complexity of the issue, stating that it would require extensive discussions and could not be resolved in a single meeting. Emphasis on sovereignty and partnership. Prime Minister Carney used the meeting to reaffirm Canada's sovereignty and advocate for a partnership based on mutual respect. He highlighted the importance of redefining economic and security ties between the two nations, moving away from notions of integration or annexation. Carney's firm stance resonated with his campaign promises to defend Canada's autonomy and resist external pressures. Despite the differences, both leaders described the meeting as constructive. They agreed to continue discussions on trade and other bilateral issues, with plans for further ministerial talks and a subsequent meeting at the upcoming G7 summit in Kananaskis, Alberta. For a visual recap of the meeting, you can watch the following video.